Laughed my ass off when I saw you walk in the gym. I was like, that is the most viral boxing video.
And I was walking like, holy shit, am I gonna kick it out? But the first thing, but the first thing I got from one of the guys that was out there, he's like, welcome here. You're an inspiration to us. You're a great trainer. So I feel good.
No bad blood.
Not at all.
And your brother was on Showtime, so I gotta ask, is it Flanagan or Linares?
Look, Flanagan still has a fight on the 8th, April 8th, and he's in a tough fight against Peter Petrov. So we don't know what's gonna happen there. Anything could happen. So right now, as of right now, I think it could be Linares, because that's the fight Mikey wants. But if we can't work something out with Linares, then we'll wait for the winner of Flanagan, Peter Petrov, and we'll go from there.
And boxing fans are clamoring. Many boxing experts believe that Mikey Garcia has a chance to be the next pay-per-view star. When is he going to make his big LA debut in the big fight? I know maybe you want to see it, but I know I don't want to go to Vegas no more to see Mikey Garcia fight. I want to see him fight in his backyard.
I think it's going to be his next fight. That's the plan, His next fight, if it's Linares or Flanagan, Peter Petrov, we don't know. Unless something bigger than that happens and the fight belongs in Vegas, then we'd have to do it in Vegas. But as of right now, the plan is to bring Mikey to LA in his next fight.
My last question for everybody goes, you said bigger. In your head, you didn't say the name, but you said bigger. Any 2 or 3 fighters you have that may be bigger than Linares?
Well, there's not only 2 or 3. There's quite a few, but the fights that could make sense to me, and like I said, only in a perfect boxing world, the fight I would make would be against Pacquiao. That's the fight I would make, because I think Mikey's skills-wise, power is there. I think Mikey has a good shot. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and it would also be big for Pacquiao. I think it would do numbers a lot better than he's done against Jesse Vargas or even Timothy Bradley. I think Mikey versus Pacquiao would do good numbers. It would be a great fight. If Mikey wins, then Mikey becomes the next pay-per-view star. And if Manny wins, then Manny beat a solid fighter, solid champion, and Manny's still the world, the champion of world champion, and still the best welterweight in the division.
What are your thoughts when your brother called out Keith Thurman?
Well, at first we thought it was, he was just playing around, but he really meant it. When my dad told him, "Oh, what are you talking about? There's, forget about it." Mikey explained to my dad, and he really meant it. Mikey doesn't want to just take easy fights, and they offered him a date in June to fight here in LA, and they gave him a name. He's a former world champion, a guy that solid guy, former world champion. And Mikey said that fight doesn't mean anything to me. I'm passing on that one. I want big fights. So Mikey's not going to fight unless it's a unification title against Linares or Flanagan, Peter Petrov, whatever it is, or maybe move up in weight and challenge somebody at 140 or even 147. That's the way I see it. Unless there's nothing available, then Mike's going to have to take whatever's out there. But right now, Mike's plans are to fight everybody, the best in boxing.
You are familiar with Chavez Jr. Chavez is with Nacho Beristain right now. He's looking really serious about this fight against Canelo. What are your thoughts? Because when you see pictures of him, he looks sharp. He looks ripped. He looks ready.
Look, and I'm actually in touch with them. The way training camp is going. Lupe, his trainer is always calling me, telling me how things are going. Chavez is always saying hi to me and everything. So, the motivation that he's got right now and the way he's training, like I'm telling you, I'm not saying he will beat Canelo, but I give him a really good shot. He's just too big. It'll be huge, But I also wouldn't be surprised if Canelo boxes smart and then catches him with a good body shot. Anything could happen. And of course the odds are in favor of Canelo, but I do give Chavez a really good shot.
Any chance did you catch the Gennady fight against Andy Jacobs?
I seen it, definitely.
What were your thoughts? And do you think if Canelo is victorious against Chavez Jr., will he take the fight in September?
Well, I think Jacobs did a great job. Triple G was Triple G looking for the knockout. Couldn't land that solid punch where he could knock him out. So I think the credit goes to Daniel Jacobs. He fought smart. He did really good. So that was maybe a fight where Canelo should look into. I honestly believe that when they do fight, I think Canelo's going to beat Triple G. I don't think it's going to happen in September. I think it'll happen until May of next year, and I think Canelo beats Triple G.
Do you think they're just going to catch him with age?
I think so. Yeah, of course. He's 35 already. One more year, he'll be 36. Canelo's only 26 now, so he'll be better and stronger a year from now. So I see Canelo beating Triple G.
Freddie said he got a little bit exposed in the ring. Do you agree with that?
Look, I do agree with that, and that's just because Jacobs just fought a great fight. Fought very smart, and all of Triple G's previous opponents had that fear. And I'm not saying Jacobs didn't have it. It's just that Jacobs got that confidence and was able to say, man, he's not what everybody thinks he is. If he lands, then of course, he's gonna land and hurt anybody and knock anybody out. But he never did. So the way Jacobs fought was the only way you could beat Triple G is by fighting smart, keeping him on the outside, and boxing him.
A lot of people say that the big factor was his weight. He walked in the ring like heavy. You think that's true or not?
Well, that happens to a lot of fighters, man. That's why a lot of fighters, we've seen it before. Fighters gain 20 pounds, and most of the times that does give them that advantage. There's fighters that gain 5 or 6 pounds compared to 20. Then you're talking about 15-pound difference. It does make a big difference. That's also why I think Chavez is going to be way bigger and heavier than Canelo. So I think he's going to be able to take whatever Canelo lands. So I think it did make a big difference.
Now, Manny Pacquiao is obviously the most ripe orange on the tree. Adrian Broner wants him. You want him. How does that fight happen? Do you go up to 140, 138? Is it a catchweight fight or is it a 130 fight?
He's a welterweight champion, right? So it'd have to be for his welterweight title. Maybe at a 142, give or take, somewhere around there. Because that's and it's not like Broner or all those guys are calling him out because it's an easy fight. It's not, or Mikey doesn't want to fight Pacquiao because it's an easy fight. No, it's probably the most difficult fight out of all. But Mikey just wants to fight the best, and they know that beating Pacquiao, if they're able to beat or at least do good against Pacquiao, their stock goes high. I don't know what happened. I know there was negotiations with Manny Garcia, with Broner, with Amir Khan. I don't know what the problems were, if it was money or whatever it is. I know Mikey. I've already talked to Mikey, and we wouldn't push for the kind of money that these other guys are asking. We would actually fight for a lot less than what they're asking for, just so the fight could happen.
Or at least what they turned down. They turned down something along the lines of $5 million. That's what Barnett turned down. Is that $1 million?
Mikey would never turn down $5 million. I'll kick his ass if he did. Nah, you know what? We know that to be able to fight the best and have a chance at beating them and becoming a big name, then you have to work with them, and we know he's a star. So yeah, we know he's gonna make the $10-15 million payday, even if we just make 5. Mikey's willing to do that, 100%.
What about Mikey versus Adrian Broner?
That's something that would also be huge for Mikey. Mikey being able to fight or beat Broner would make Mikey a big name too. Oh no, Broner's huge. So yeah, no, all those fights are fights that Mikey wants.
Robert, but he'll have to give his prodigy, Robert Easter.
Who's that?
Robert Easter.
Who would have to get past Robert Easter? I think Robert Easter has a mandatory. Mikey, like I said, if Mikey's gonna fight all the champions, that's what he wants. But we're talking about Linares because that's actually a mandatory. Flanagan is fighting Peter Petro, so they'll be available by the summer. Robert Easter has a mandatory to do because he's IBF champion, so he has a mandatory to do. So if anything like that happens, it would be maybe towards the end of the year or next year. So definitely, we would fight anybody. Mikey doesn't mind fighting Robert Easter Jr. And if Broner, his promoter, or Al Heyman are able to negotiate something where the mandatory steps aside, then we'll fight Easter in July. Mikey has no problem fighting. Mikey wants to unify the title or challenge somebody for the title.